We ask this question of ourselves: where is the greatest corner, the greatest block, in the greatest neighborhood in New York City? It's right here at 270 Park Avenue.
Deconstruction of one of the taller buildings in Manhattan, and they're going to put up a huge building in its place.
I mean, it's in some ways it's Dimon kind of leaving a present for his successor.
Jamie Dimon is an institution. Since 2005, he has been the head of the world's biggest bank, JP Morgan Chase.
The best building in the best city in the best country in the world.
This video is brought to you by Houzeo, America's most advanced home buying and selling platform. On Houzeo, you'll find one of the largest collection of homes for sale in America. Home sellers can sell fast and save thousands in commissions, all online. Check out Houzeo.com on the web or the Houzeo mobile app.
From Union Square to Harlem, Park Avenue tells a story of wealth, collapse, rebirth, and relentless reinvention. It's a story etched into every brick and beam, especially this one address, 270 Park Avenue. Once stood a giant, a 52-story skyscraper built in the 1960s for Union Carbide, later home to JP Morgan Chase. A fortress of concrete and aluminum, a symbol of corporate dominance, structurally sound, LEED Platinum certified. And yet, it was torn down. Why demolish a perfectly functional tower right in the heart of Manhattan, only to build a new one on the very same plot? The new JP Morgan Chase Tower comes with a $3 billion price tag. But what made the old tower obsolete? And why did Jamie Dimon insist on starting from scratch? Let's investigate. New York in the 1950s. Let's rewind to the mid-20th century. In the 1950s, Park Avenue was undergoing a dramatic transformation. Old brownstones were being raised. In this environment, the Union Carbide Building was born at 270 Park Avenue. At 707 feet tall with 52 floors, it opened in 1960 as a monument to America's post-war corporate boom. Designed by Gordon Bunshaft of Skidmore, it featured an aluminum and glass curtain wall facade, open floor plans, modernist architecture that emphasized simplicity and function. To understand the full weight of what the Union Carbide Building represented, we have to look not just up, but down. Because beneath the building's massive footprint wasn't just soil or bedrock. It was a living, breathing network of New York City's subway infrastructure. Union Carbide was built directly over the tracks and platforms of Grand Central Terminal, one of the busiest and most complex transit hubs in the world. This wasn't a minor inconvenience, it was a massive engineering obstacle, and its solution was a modern marvel. Building over a rail yard. Building over an active subway meant the tower couldn't have traditional deep foundations. To overcome this, engineers in the late 1950s employed an ingenious technique. The building's column placements were threaded like a needle between active train lines, with many footings located within inches of tunnel walls. Imagine being an engineer tasked with building a giant skyscraper over a live train yard. A small mistake could mean a disaster. It was one of the first skyscrapers in the world to be built over a functioning train yard without ever shutting it down. The building stood tall for 6 decades. In 1983, JP Morgan Chase took over the lease. By the 2000s, it had become the bank's global headquarters. And yet, in 2018, they made a jaw-dropping decision: tear it down.
In older buildings, you cannot, no matter how much money you put in to renovate them, you can't make them competitive with new construction office.
One name: Jamie Dimon.
Mr. Dimon, is it my imagination, or are you absolutely everywhere these days?
Everybody knows Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, but everybody should know Jamie Dimon.
Heart, curiosity, work at drive, grit. You better have a little bit of grit. It's this basket of things that make up a human being. It's not one thing. And we have people with great skills across the board.
He's the longtime CEO and chairman of JP Morgan Chase, the largest bank in the United States. Known for his sharp instincts, bold decisions, and unfiltered leadership style, Dimon is one of the most influential figures in global finance. At the helm of JP Morgan Chase since 2005, Dimon steered the bank through the 2008 financial crisis, expanded its global footprint, and became a fixture in conversations about the US economy.
The lesson is be prepared beforehand. A functioning, risk committees and stuff that all they do is just do more of it. And I remember flying home from Saudi Arabia. City stock was collapsing. I canceled my trip. I got back just to be there. I basically spent the next 3 days twiddling my thumb, just being prepared and being ready, and also reacting quickly, getting the right people in the room, having the right conversations, taking quick decisions.
Jamie led JP Morgan Chase since 2006, that is 19 years. He definitely wanted to create his mark. For Jamie Dimon, 270 Park Avenue wasn't just a rebuild, it was a message to Wall Street and to his rivals. JP Morgan's biggest rival, Bank of America, has their headquarters in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is impressive at 60 stories, height of 871 feet, total floor area 1.2 million square feet. The building can accommodate around 6,200 employees. 200 West Street Tower in Manhattan is Goldman Sachs headquarters. It has 44 floors and an area of 2.1 million square feet. It can accommodate around 9,000 employees. Dimon must have looked at these buildings and thought, is that it? Is that the future of finance? For Jamie, the answer wasn't just about square footage. It was about presence, dominance, and legacy. The Union Carbide Building wasn't small, but it wasn't big enough for Jamie Dimon's ambition, and for his vision, the previous building had to go. But did it really? The Union Carbide Building wasn't falling apart. Structurally, it was sound, and could have stood another 30 to 40 years. It was outdated, yes, but retrofittable. Dimon had 3 options. Option number 1, use the Carbide Building and rent one more tower to accommodate the remaining employee count. Option 2, retrofit and modify the Carbide Tower. Option number 3, demolish and build a new building. Why did he choose the most expensive option? Maybe Jamie Dimon didn't want good enough. Maybe he wanted a space tailored to his vision, not a compromise on someone else's blueprint. And yes, in the process, he created thousands of construction jobs. No taxpayer money was used. The $3 billion cost was footed entirely by JP Morgan. A demolition like no other. Here's where things get crazy. Demolishing a 52-story skyscraper in Midtown Manhattan is not your everyday wrecking ball job. The demolition of the old building began in 2019 and took more than 2 years to complete. It's the tallest building ever voluntarily demolished in human history. Rather than imploding it, they dismantled it piece by piece from the top down. Local residents watched nervously as the iconic tower they'd known for decades was slowly taken apart. 25,000 tons of steel, 20,000 tons of concrete. Over 90% of the materials were recycled. But this wasn't just the end of a building, it was the beginning of something far more ambitious.
This is going to be a major project. They're going to tear down the building starting next year, and it's going to be a 5 years of construction. So if you work for JP Morgan, you'll be spread out into other offices for the next few years, but then you'll have a new tower to come back to.
Dimon is known for making bold, long-term bets, and 270 Park is one of them. Construction of the new tower. The construction began in April 2021 and the building is designed by Norman Foster. He has designed 4 other buildings in New York: 425 Park Avenue, Hearst Tower, Celine, and 50 United Nations Plaza. Jamie Dimon didn't want another generic glass tower slapped onto the skyline, so they looked back to move forward. The new 270 Park Avenue is a deliberate nod to the city it rises from. Its form draws inspiration from the iconic Art Deco towers of old New York. Chrysler Building, Empire State, Rockefeller Center. Clean vertical lines, strong setbacks, a modern silhouette shaped by classic influences. It's a tribute to the golden age of Manhattan skyscrapers, but built with 21st century ambition.
So the tower itself is a great contribution in terms of the skyline. It's different, it points to the future, and yet it is the quintessential New York skyscraper.
To build the new tower, the developers faced the same challenges as the Union Carbide Building. How to erect a 1,388-foot super tall tower on active subway lines without disrupting services. Once again, engineers resorted to strategic techniques. Engineers had to reuse several of the original tower's piles. To handle the massive load of the building, these were further strengthened with pile foundations beneath. Precision monitoring of vibrations were utilized to avoid damaging the tunnels. Structural actual load simulations were used based on AI-enhanced modeling.
In a way, the new 270 Park Avenue is a sequel to the same underground story, one that began in the 1950s and continues into the 2020s,
and every inch of it had to be planned to the millimeter.
In New York, every new building must navigate the maze of subways below.
At the base, 270 Park Avenue is supported by giant V-shaped steel megacolumns that span the lobby. The columns stretch up the tower's facade, giving the building its distinctive and eye-catching architectural identity. The tower also uses outrigger trusses and diagonal bracing to distribute lateral loads. At nearly 1,400 feet, the new 270 Park faces extreme wind pressure. To counteract this, the building uses a 280-ton tuned mass damper on the 54th floor, similar to other super talls like Taipei 101.
And let's talk about location. This isn't downtown, this isn't Wall Street. And that's not a mistake. Wall Street, once the beating heart of global finance, has become symbolic more than strategic. Many of its buildings are old, narrow, and frankly, outdated.
The tower sits in Midtown, New York, specifically Park Avenue between 47th and 48th Street. 270 Park Avenue encompasses a full city block. Let's compare some international commercial towers to 270 Park Avenue.
One Vanderbilt in New York City is 1,400 feet tall and has a floor area of nearly 1.7 million square feet with space for about 10,000 employees. One Vanderbilt cost $3.3 billion to construct.
Jeddah Tower, still under construction, is expected to be the tallest building in the world. Planned to rise over 3,280 feet with 2.6 million square feet of space, it could accommodate up to 15,000 employees in its commercial zones. The tower's construction cost is estimated at $1.2 billion. 270 Park Avenue in New York will be the global headquarters of JP Morgan Chase, standing at 1,388 feet with 2.5 million square feet of office space. It will accommodate around 14,000 employees, nearly triple the old capacity. Without being as tall as Jeddah Tower, 270 Park Avenue matches its floor area and accommodation. The construction of 270 Park Avenue cost over $3 billion.
We are building this new building. It's unbelievable. Everyone walk by it. There's going to be an open park on Park, which you're used to because you have the Seegers building. There's going to be one in Madison. It's also built to take, literally 10 trucks of C4.
It will be twice as tall and have double the square footage of the original building.
Let's quickly see what this building's FAR is.
Floor area ratio, also known as FAR, is one of the basic premises of zoning. So you take the lot area multiplied by the FAR equals your buildable square footage. This is also sometimes referred to as air rights. And these things can be sold to neighboring properties or they can be built on your own properties. Now, based on your zoning district, we'll give you an FAR. If you have an FAR of 2.2, if you're in R6 in New York City, it's 5,000 square feet. That's the lot area multiplied by 2.2. The FAR, that gives us 11,000.
Developers can purchase extra FAR from nearby landmarked buildings that haven't used up their full development potential. And that's exactly what JP Morgan Chase did. 270 Park Avenue, a 2.5 million square foot megastructure. But the land they owned? Just 80,000 square feet. The math didn't add up. 270 Park Avenue is under the C5-3 zoning district in Midtown. As per C5-3 zoning, 270 Park Avenue's FAR is 15. To reach their vision, Dimon needed an FAR of 31.25.
That's more than double. Most CEOs might have scaled down the plan. Dimon doubled down. His team struck deal after deal.
They bought air rights from the owners of Grand Central Terminal for $208 million, over 666,000 square feet of unused development rights.
Dimon also acquired many smaller FAR packages from other landmarked sites like St. Bartholomew's Church, about 50,000 square feet for $20.8 million. Additionally, as per East Midtown rezoning plan passed in 2017, funding public improvements can grant you additional air rights.
Dimon made a $42 million contribution to the Public Improvement Fund. The contribution can fund crucial infrastructure like subway upgrades at Grand Central, ADA accessibility improvements, wider sidewalks, new entrances to underground transit, enhanced pedestrian circulation.
It was the city's way of saying, we'll let you go higher if you make life better down here.
It's got the oxygen circulating through is going to be 3 times as much. It's going to be the highest occupied floor in the city. You're going to be able to walk around 360 degrees and see the whole city from the highest occupied floor. We'll also be light up. I'm very patriotic. We're going to light up the top 300 feet. We can put your faces on it. We can put the American flag on it. I mean, that's going to be something special for the city.
When completed, 270 Park Avenue will have on-site yoga studio, physical therapy facilities, fitness center, a 19-restaurant food hall, desk-side meal delivery service, an Irish pub, lighting systems that adjust to natural circadian rhythms, conference rooms with customizable temperature settings, personalized coffee orders tracked via employee badges, a vast art collection including works gifted by David Rockefeller, dynamic digital artwork displays throughout the building.
Talk to me about the tech in this building. Is there any new tech that's really exciting to you? Any new ways you're using AI to help with this?
They'll know when you register for a conference room how you like the temperature. They'll know when you show up at Starbucks in the morning how you like your latte.
How? How does that work?
It's all magic.
Is it an office or a retreat? Dimon really wants people back in offices.
We want people here all day. We don't want you to leave. And we do a lot of events in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. We have our clients here all the time. We work the facility. So for us, these are great investments.
It is also designed to be net zero carbon operationally. 270 Park Avenue will be 100% powered by renewable energy sourced from a New York State hydroelectric plant. This isn't just another office tower, it's Dimon planting a flag in the future, physically, symbolically, and financially. Do you think the tower could be ultimately named the Dimon or the Jamie Dimon Tower? Carbon concerns at 270 Park. JP Morgan Chase proudly touts the new 270 Park Avenue as a net zero operational carbon building, but critics point out a major caveat. Operational carbon is not total carbon. The demolition of the original 52-story skyscraper and the construction of its replacement generated massive embodied carbon emissions. Embodied carbon refers to all released greenhouse gases. Estimates suggest the demolition and rebuild of 270 Park released more CO2 than the new building will save in decades of clean operations. Groups like Architects Climate Action Network and preservationists argue that retrofitting the original LEED certified tower could have been far more sustainable. So while 270 Park Avenue may be a triumph of engineering and design, its green credentials still up for debate. Love it or hate it, 270 Park Avenue is built for the next century. Norman Foster said it best.
In 1811, when this site was countryside, the city commissioners created a master plan for New York. It was bold, innovative, and reflected an optimism for the future. Today, over 200 years later, the same things are true of 270 Park Avenue. The building is a great investment in the city, the bank, and the well-being of the 14,000 people who will occupy it.
And Dimon says he's going to have a barbecue for all the construction workers that built this and their families when it opens in 2025.
JP Morgan Chase's headquarters is nearing its completion. YIMBY estimates 270 Park Avenue will finish construction around the end of this summer. But will workers actually fill these halls in a hybrid post-pandemic world? Was the demolition of the Union Carbide Tower necessary? Is 270 Park Avenue an ode to Jamie Dimon's legacy or corporate excellence? What do you think about 270 Park Avenue? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to Houzeo. Don't forget to like and share this video.